Obviously, tremendous disappointment for a lot of reasons. You get measured on one thing in the end, and that's the score, and we fell short. The other thing I think tremendously disappointed in is playing without composure at times. I give a ton of credit to North Dakota State, their scheme, the coaches. They do a good job. They have good players, and so I wish them the best. And we will be back. So.
Any questions for the three student athletes at this time, please?
Zach, what NDSU obviously held you unlike any other team. Why do you think that was?
Well, I think that as a running back, I definitely didn't have my best games here. I need to break more tackles. So then I guess I would credit them to tackling well.
Ross, their first 2 touchdowns came on plays that, at least if they run them before, they didn't run them last week. Did those catch you off guard?
Yeah, they had a few new things that they put in, which we expected. We just need to adjust to those better, and a lot of times on those drives we didn't get off the field on 3rd down. Had a couple chances and just didn't make plays when we needed to. So.
Austin, how much did the crowd atmosphere, they were obviously fired up for this one. I noticed early on you were kind of screaming in the offensive lineman's ears just to get them to hear. Was that a factor more early on in the game, just sort of adjusting to that?
No. What you're referring to was just a check in our game plan we were ready for it. So, but yeah, we expected a crazy environment. We were here 3 weeks ago, and it was nuts. And just being the game that it is today, we were expecting it. So.
Austin, kind of reflect on the season. It was a great year with the guys coming back. I know it's a tough loss, tough to take right now, but that really feels good about moving.
Yeah. Just these seniors did a heck of a job leading us. Every week we battled. We weren't always expected to win every game, but we found a way to get it done in the close games. And gotta credit these seniors. We're gonna miss them, but we'll be ready to go.
Zach, you guys, I'm sure, made some adjustments as well based on the last time you played them. Did they work, or were you surprised that they didn't work better, or the offense had a lot of momentum coming into this game? Were you surprised that you didn't come up with more results?
I would say yes, but again, in terms of comparing last week to this week, this defense, it's a lot different than the one that we faced, and they're a lot more familiar with us. In terms of adjustments, I felt like in the run game, the adjustments worked pretty well. I think we made some better reads at times, but I think we got decent movement.
Ross, what did you see on that? What could be described as a trick play, that 32-yard run that gave them a 14-3 lead?
They ran a lot of quarterback run game last time. We know they like to run quarterback sneak, especially in that tight formation. So, when he carried out that fake to what was our left, a lot of us were going for it. Just trying to make a play, and they went for it and it worked for them.
Austin, that last sequence in the 4th quarter, pretty nice throw to Hubert. He's not able to make the play, and then Cool gets overturned, and it could have been a pass interference call. How tough was that to take? Because that was maybe your last chance to kind of get something going there.
It sucked. Because like all game, we had opportunities, we just didn't capitalize. The defense got us the ball a lot in the second half, and we just weren't able to do anything. You got to give credit to their defense. They're a solid group of guys, and they're well coached.
Ross, it hasn't been many times this year where teams have driven the ball on you guys, 2, 3, 4 times in a row. what was different, or what did they do today that other teams had, or what didn't you guys do, or whatever?
You know, North Dakota State's a great football team. They've got a great offense and a great defense. You know, I expect they'll go pretty far in this tournament. And you know, power and plays like that are designed to punch 2 or 3 yards out at a time, and you can do that. And you know, when we don't win first down, and you know, creates a short yardage for them on 3rd down. It's like I said, it's tough to get off the field. So I credit them with just doing a good job of punching it away.
Awesome, the interception, did you think you had him there? It looked like he was open for a second.
It was just a misread on my part. And I left the ball inside on him, so I gave him one there.
Time for about 2 more questions for the student athletes.
Zach, what as you know, somebody who's coming back from this experience, what do you think the returning players carry with them from this year and getting back in the playoffs, and think that can benefit you going ahead?
You know, definitely carry away. I would say that you know, the seniors have a lot to do with the program. You know, they lead you when you need them most, and that's what happened this year. So we're gonna need, you know, another good group of seniors, which I know is gonna happen. And we're gonna have another good group of seniors to lead us through those tight games and tough moments.
Ross, you're kind of you know, this is it for you, but just your thoughts on this season.
It's been a great season. I love playing with these guys, and you know, it's an honor to play for this program. I wouldn't choose any other one for sure. So, you know, it's been great.
And for one last one.
Austin, is it at all disappointing that, you know, I think had you guys won today, it would have felt like a real step forward to get to that quarterfinal round and beat the defending champs, and your thoughts on, you know, just not getting there and yet having another chance, and
Just makes you realize how hard it is to be national champ and to go on in this playoffs, you know. So we'll take that with us through the off season. Be ready to go next year.
We'll excuse the student athletes and continue with questions for Coach John Stiegelmeier.
First of all, I want to apologize for being late. I think the NCAA expects us to be here in 10 minutes, but that was too tough of a locker room to get here in 10 minutes. And those were tough questions for those young men because of the emotions and stuff. And that's good. That's really good. And you want an experience to mark you, and those guys were marked this year. And they referred a lot to the seniors. Unbelievable group of seniors. They made a difference in our program, and that will be carried on. So, questions?
Coach, kind of the same question I asked Austin. I know this one obviously hurt going ahead with it. You know, the players that you have and winning a playoff game this year, you got to feel good about it, you know, the season and looking ahead.
Yeah, we do. We feel good about some of the things we accomplished. Obviously, at this moment, right now, Thor, the hurt is much greater than any positives that we have. But there's no doubt we took a step forward as a program. We were picked 6th in the conference, and we did okay. We continue to do great academically, and we have some good players. We will build on this. There's no doubt. But right now, at this moment, this instant, that is the last thing, you know, because of the experience in it. So.
Coach, talk about the second quarter. That's where they scored 3 touchdowns there, and you know, what do you think happened defensively, and then how hard is it to play catch up when they have the defense like they do?
Well, the playing catch up is difficult for a number of reasons. Obviously, the good defense, a little bit the environment, and so on. And I think surely human beings press, you know, when you're in that situation. Brandon Huber will catch that ball 9 out of 10 times today. He dropped the football, just trying too hard. What happened in the second quarter? A number of unique plays, in my opinion. Things that we don't do that they did, and they had success with it. With the quarterback, unique runs with faking the G ISO and then just running up the middle 3 times in the game, twice in those in that sequence. The number 4 around the corner, you know, I'm obviously it worked. It was great coaching in their part, but it was unique plays. And when you have to defend something you haven't seen, it better be crystal clear. You better play your rules and not panic. And when you panic, things get out of hand.
John, your comment on Zenner, the second straight game. Did you try something different with him in this game?
We did not. No, we're like North Dakota State in the sense we're going to run power and zone and draw are his plays. You know, we try different formations at times to get an advantage in any football game. I mean, that's our job as coaches, but no unique plays. No.
Coaches.
On fourth down, coach early on. Obviously, when it doesn't work, you look back and say, well, maybe they could have punted there and tried to pin him down. Do you have any regrets on that one?
Well, the regret was what was going to be either a 1.5 yard or 2 yard completion, or give them the ball on downs at the 38, 37, turned out to be a 14-yard loss, I think.
Yep.
So the discrepancy of those scenarios was great. We had a young guy that didn't get his block. That's football. So that was my call, and I made it. I'm sure my wife will second guess me when I get home, but right now I think it was the right call.
Coach, aside from the adjustments you mentioned or the kind of surprise identities you threw at you, do you feel like they got the better of things just physically today, maybe more so than a couple weeks ago? Well, I guess line play in particular.
Yes. Yeah, I would say so.
And any thoughts or reasons, or you know what I mean? That's it's one thing if you get caught off by a play, but
Terry, yeah, I do. I thought their pass rush was very good today. I thought they did a good job. They blitzed early. Our first 3 downs, they blitzed twice. They kind of changed up. I think they do an excellent job. What they do an excellent job of, whether it's a D line or not, or the lines, I should say, is if you hit them, which we did not a number of times, but sometimes, they will have the best answer the next time you line up in that formation if you choose to run that play. Offensive line at times, yes, but I thought we played some really good defense at times. So in terms of the line play, the physical part of it, I would say, yeah, defensive line, they won that battle, and offensive line, I would say no, it was a draw.
John, that trick play for that touchdown run, it seemed to catch everybody off guard in the dome. What did you see happen on that?
They acted like they were running quarterback G ISO, and I didn't see if he handed it to him or it was snapped to him. I assume they handed it to him. I did see our true freshman linebacker take a pursuit angle to tackle the quarterback over the sidelines when he should have just stayed in the D gap and tackled the Smith kid. But that's I don't care if he's a senior or a true freshman. That's his job. But that play doesn't lose us the football game. That was one of the few.
Coach, it wasn't his best day today, but your thoughts on Zenner's season, and he did get to the 2,000 yards, and
I think Zach Zenner's a phenomenal football player. Football remains a team sport. So whether it's a wide receiver, cornerback, running back, or quarterback, you need everybody doing their job. So, and then you have the different matchups every game. And there were games where Zach Zenner was phenomenal, and there were games where it's a little tougher to be phenomenal. North Dakota State's it's proven they're a good defense and good against the run. So, but Zach Zenner's a really good football player. I look forward to what he does in the future.
John, can you talk about just the atmosphere here, which you knew was a given that it was going to be a good home field atmosphere, and they were going to cause problems in that regard. So it's not like that jumped out at you, but I mean, maybe comment about it generally, and also the fact you guys clearly would like to get a new facility at some point. Is that the sort of atmosphere you'll be able to create if you do get home?
Surely, you can create that atmosphere if you get 20,000, 25 like Montana has, 19 like North Dakota State has, and they come to the game with that attitude, and that will happen at South Dakota State. Now that can happen with 15,000 to maybe a little lesser degree, but and it has. We talked about the crowd last week. So specifically, you start out this atmosphere. I don't think it had near the effect this game as it did 3 weeks ago. I would say the two offsides we had were total lack of focus rather than atmosphere, because we had been fine up until then, and that's when you start thinking you have to do more, and your focus is frayed, and all of a sudden you make errors. And again, they're human beings, they're young men, but that didn't cost us the game. I do think there's somewhat of a home field advantage here with the crowd, but we all want that, so more power to North Dakota State.
Coach, your thoughts on getting back in track in the sense of getting back to the playoffs after a couple years out, and then what's going to be key to not having to wait 3 years to do it again?
Well, it felt good to be in the playoffs. Surely the vision is to get to Frisco, Texas, and compete for the prize. And like I think Austin said, or one of the young men up here said, it's a tough task. Things get tougher as you move into the playoffs. We didn't get that far. What needs to happen to get back in the playoffs? A tremendous dedication by our players in our program. We have good players. We have hardworking players, and if we stay healthy and they work hard, and we do a good job as coaches. I thought we did. We made some mistakes today as coaches. You can call my go for it on fourth a mistake. At times in the heat of battle, we tried to change things, and I'm talking about fraying a person's focus. And I think every coach would be able to say that in their career, tough games or whatever. So I think we as coaches need to focus on this is what we run, and if it's working, great. If not, let's coach it up so it works rather than put more pressure on players. Did I answer your question?
Take one last question if there is one. Okay, thank you, Coach. Dealing with Coach